are bracing for encounters of up to 18,000 migrants per day. Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to submit that document for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Secretary Mayorkas, do you believe frontline agents and officers who consistently say that they are poised to lose operational control or some or all of America's southern border once Title 42 is lifted?
Ranking Member Katko, it is our responsibility to maintain operational control of the border. That is what our personnel are dedicated to doing. That is what the personnel of throughout the department and I, as a secretary, are dedicated to doing, and we will not lose operational control of the border.
So I just have 1 second, please. And I wanted to preface what I was saying earlier, and I should have done it. I apologize for that. We have a limited amount of time, and I've directed all of my committee members on my side of the aisle to ask pointed questions which generally require yes or no answers. And respectfully, if you don't answer the question directly, we will interrupt you. I just want to warn you of that. So the question is simply, so your answer is you don't believe we're going to lose operational control of the border, yes or no?
We will not lose operational control of the border, but Congressman, you have to allow me to answer fully the question.
No, I understand what you said. You'll have the opportunity, sir. But if you don't believe we're going to lose operational control of the border, what information do you have in your possession that your frontline agents don't have? Because there's not a single person on the border today that will tell you that once Title 42 is lifted, they won't lose operational control as part of the border. So what information do you have that they don't have?
The premise of your question and what you have identified as estimates of what we will encounter at the border are not estimates of what we will encounter. It is our responsibility.
That was a Homeland Security document that I had that from. So what just, again, so the question is, sir, is very simple. What information do you have in your possession that your frontline agents who risk their lives every day, and some of whom give their lives every day, don't have, that will tell you that you won't lose operational control of some of the border, at least when Title 42 is lifted?
We have a plan. We have a plan that we have developed and that we have been preparing to execute.
Your six-pillar plan?
And have been implementing since September of this past year.
Are you referring to your six-pillar plan?
Yes.
Oh, but has that been implemented, or is that a proposal?
That is underway in its execution. We began planning in September.
Let me ask you a question. That pillar, the 6 pillars. The surge started on January 20th when President Biden took office. Why didn't you implement the 6 pillars then? Why did you wait for 14 or 16 months to implement these things?
Many of these lines of effort have been underway since this administration began. And I
thought you just said that they're in the way of being implemented now.
And the challenge, Congressman, of migration is not a challenge that the United States faces alone. What we are experiencing is a migration challenge throughout the region, throughout the Western Hemisphere, and in fact, throughout the world. And that is why one of the pillars of the plan is to work with countries south of our border so that they manage their borders effectively.
Right, okay, thank you, I understand. But the bottom line is the 6 pillars came out yesterday.
Oh, and that is incorrect.
It was issued April 26, 2022 memorandum. I asked that you incorporate that to the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection, so ordered.
The bottom line is the 6 pillars is something you put out yesterday to cover